It's those like throwaway lines that are so funny, man.
Yeah. Hi, watchers. We're watching Whatever. I'm Nathan, and joining me here is Danny. We are here today for One Punch Man episode 7 and 8. So we the first 6 episodes here. So we're halfway through the season, I believe, unless it goes longer. I can't remember. Is it 12 episodes or is it more? 24? I don't remember. Anyway, we're through 6 episodes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just did a quick check. It is 12 episodes, so we're halfway through the first season here. And we saw that, Genos moved in with Saitama, and he's right now Saitama's a C rank hero. No one really knows about him. People kind of look down on him, right? Aside from the few who know about him and his power, but it just right now we're developing the story, and as I was telling Danny before in the last episode at the end, is that the story is really about the world that he lives in and these heroes that are around him, not just him, right? He's not the sole focus. Otherwise, it'd be a very boring show because he would defeat everything too quickly. Right? So he's just that focal point of just being so strong that there is nothing that can really do anything to him.
Right. I was trying to think of like. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was just thinking like, at first like, like he feels like he's just gonna be this kind of like static character, but I was thinking like, part of we've seen him growing in or changing in a way where like he actually kind of is starting to care about his own reputation, right? And he's also maybe that'll improve his behavior. Like maybe he'll be a little bit less degaff if like he cares about something. It also seems like even though he's kind of like half-assing his like kind of mentorship of Genos because he really doesn't have much to teach him apparently. Like I mean he seems to like have some kind of like fondness or something for him. So in that way like he going from completely degaff, he's at least like kind of like showing a little bit of like personal growth. So I mean, even if it's like minuscule, like he's not completely static, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely not totally static, right? He's static in the way where other anime, your hero gets stronger, as they fight stronger enemies, and they learn to really control their powers and that kind of stuff. For him, his power is already basically at the ultimate, right? He's called One Punch Man. That's literally what he does. His growth is more about himself as a hero, as a personality.
Right.
So you'll see that as it starts to progress.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing static there. All right. So before we start, I'd like to remind everybody on YouTube to hit that like and subscribe buttons, and leave us a comment. Tell us your thoughts about the show and about our commentary here. Whatever it is we're doing. We'd love to hear from all of you. Our Patreon viewers, thank you very much for joining us, for subscribing to the channel, and leave us your comments too. I'd love to read what your thoughts are and everything and what we talk about. So with that said, we are going to start the show. A new threat coming to Z City.
今から行けばいいのか。ちょっと行ってきます。おう、首だったりしてな。
おう、君がジェノス君か。
バング、S 級3位のシルバーファングか。
召集をかけられた S 級ヒーローもわしと君以外は誰も来とらん。35分後にここ Z 市に落下する巨大隕石を30分前までには落下予測ポイントを絞って避難警報を出すと言っとったん。
It's interesting how he
30
said.
minutes before.
Yeah, but it's also interesting how he said the heroes the S-Class heroes, you know, some of them just won't show up because they don't care.
避難しないのか
Not all of these heroes are like good.
知ってる言ったか
I thought they were going to show more S-Class, but I guess it's not yet.
So they don't really care if these people live or die.
Yeah, because it's just going to hit City Z. So,
Right.
you know, for them, it's not their problem.
今から避難したんじゃ間に合わないまさかこの試作品を試すことになるとは
It's like Iron Man.
S97 高火力の兵器で敵を周囲の建物ごと粉砕するヒーローボフォイお前の力を貸してくれ
断る。俺は新兵器の実験のために来ただけだ。残念だが俺は命を懸けてるわけじゃない。ミサイル発射！
What would a bunch of missiles do to a meteor? Didn't they already cover that in Armageddon?
Didn't work.
Nope. Just scratch the surface.
メタルナイトの大量ミサイルでさえ効果はなかったというのに
土壇場こそ適当でいいんじゃ適当で
You'd be the real mentor. Right? But One
Yeah,
Punch
he's
Man's just
actually-
gonna come and like one punch the meteor.
Yeah, Bang is actually like giving him instructions.
失敗や二次的な被害などは考えない
That's a Dragon Ball image.
隕石を押し返しているようにも見えるぞ
本当か
あいや気のせい
残り9秒逃げるんだバンクさん
誰じゃね君は
俺はヒーローをやっているものだ
俺の町に落ちてんじゃねえ
Do the pieces end up destroying even more stuff?
町全体に崩壊の波が広がっていく
I mean, in honesty, he did save it because the small pieces are destroying buildings, but the whole meteor would have just leveled the whole city.
It's like when he defeated the Titan like monster and then
Yeah.
fell and just destroyed the city anyway.
Yeah.
避けられたものの破壊され分裂した隕石群
最小限に防げたと思うぞだって死人が出なかったんだあなたは今世間の一部で Z 市反壊の原因を作った人物として
It's hilarious.
俺は S 級17位から16位に先生は C 級342位から5位に一気に上がってます
来い
おそらくヒーロー協会が今回の件は
He got cheated out again.
ヒーローが逃げたら誰が戦うんだよ
何やってんの
今の言葉をメモしておこうかとちょっと外回りでもしてくるわ来んなよなんかあったらまた俺を追い出したムカつく大家のアパートは無事か
Still there. This guy again.
Right.
兄貴例のやつがいたぞ
マジで誰だ
He doesn't remember him at all.
ヒーロータンクトップブラックホール参上こんな短期間に5位まで上がるなんざインチキに決まってる
あ
二度と活動できねえようにボッコボコにしてた弟よ
Oh, the Tank Top Brothers.
お前かこの街を破壊した張本人はこの光景を見て何とも思わないのかお前のせいだ
So illogical. I mean, they had what? 15 seconds left? Without him, people would have died.
やめろやめろやめろやめろやめろやめろ
thinking about food?
That'd be funny.
君は間違いなくこの町の命を救った。それに対する周囲のこの反応、君がこんな業界で腐っていく姿は見たくない。おい、今こいつ不審な動きをしたぞ。は？気に食わなければ皆殺しか。そうはさせんぞ。新人潰しのついでに自分たちの売名行為というわけか。俺たち兄弟がヒーローとして歪んだお前を粛清してやる。セブンス
いや嘘じゃね
え。隕石をぶっ壊したのは俺だ。てめえらの被害なんて知るか。そんなもん隕石に言え。
ハゲはお前だろ。
んだぞ
あいつが俺のこと帰りましょう先生。
くそ、あいつの顔覚えてやったからな。絶対忘れ
俺は埼玉先生ほど優れた人間を。
なんだよ急に気持ち悪い
あの隕石壊したとか言ってるやつだろ。
絶対嘘よ。
実際頼れるヒーローなんていないよ。
Interesting.
So what we heard was the people talking about this hero, and then we see these
Right.
monsters coming in.
Right. So essentially, just by being so OP, you're just like you're like a lightning rod for everybody. Humans, heroes, and monsters, basically. Right?
Yeah. Right. It shows jealousy of the hero, like those two, right? The tank top brothers.
Right.
They're jealousy of him because he climbed the ranks so fast.
Right.
People who will just tend to believe what some other hero or what some other person is saying because something
Right.
affected them. And
Right.
obviously monsters just because they're monsters, right? They're just coming after to
Right.
cause havoc. So
No, it's a really interesting idea. Like it's going even further than like I thought in the beginning.
yeah, and like you were saying,
it's pretty
Genesis'
cool.
admiration, you can see a lot of these things where he is reading too much into it. Where Saitama is really just when he ditched him the first time in the other episode, right? He's like, no, just stay here. You need to focus on this and doing this. And, he's like, oh, good. I was able to get away from him, right? So Genos is really reading deeply into it.
It's really funny. Yeah. I mean, do you think that's common? Like when a person is considered so great that other people kind of put them on this pedestal and everything they do and say is like this incredible kind of thing.
Isn't that how we get cult leaders?
It's true. Yeah. That's funny. Right. And so some people would probably misuse that kind of but for Saitama, he doesn't care. Like he literally said like I don't care, I don't do it for you, like I like for your admiration. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm sure obviously we've seen deep down inside there is admiration he wants, right? He wants recognition, but
Right.
at the same time he, what he said was for the people to be able to focus rather than on the destruction and everything, is just to focus on him and
Right.
to let their anger out on him.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I like it a lot, actually. It seems ridiculous, but it's actually like it's like thought-provoking in its own way,
Yeah.
Like, what is it like to seriously be like OP, like in that way? Like, yeah, maybe it's like an analogy for just being like the best at something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I got to think about that more.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna start episode 8 here. Hey, fellow watchers, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out on our Patreon. Links are in the description below. And now back to our program. I still swear it looks like genitalia, the way the mouth is shaped.
Yeah, this Cthulhu-looking character with like a genital-shaped mouth.
Yep.
It's probably making fun of like tentacle type anime stuff.
Yeah. I think
Right?
it. I don't remember if it's this one or
Uh-huh.
there was one anime though where the monsters are purposely made to represent genitalia.
なんだっけ名前忘れたけどものすごく強いとか
So just to let everyone know, we had already seen this episode, but it wasn't recorded properly, so we're watching it again here. So if we're not reacting to certain things, it's because we actually did see episode 8 already, and we're doing it over here, a couple of days later. Yeah, we got our spear guy.
売り出し中の A 級ヒーロ
Stinger. That's right.
ーこのスティンガーを皆様どうぞよろしくスティンガーだ
I love how like all the heroes, they're so aware of like their ranking and popularity all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are like motivated into action because of it, or they'll like, I'm gonna sit this one out because this might hurt my ranking or whatever.
I could guess that would be a normal behavior for people, right?
Right, but it's funny because that's like the opposite of what we think of like a hero, right?
Yeah.
A hero is like selflessly acts like no matter what, right?
Yeah, but in this one, they're heroes and they work for the association because that's their job. That's how they get paid.
Right.
So-
They're just like bureaucrats in a way or whatever.
Pretty much, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So Saitama and Genos are really the only heroes who were, they weren't in it for the money. They weren't in it as a
Right.
job. Yeah, Saitama,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's interesting.
he only really joined because he saw the others having like a fan base.
Right.
So he's like, hey, I want people to like me. I want people to cheer for me. So that's why he became a registered hero.
Yeah, when you were saying that, how like
Sensei.
Genesis.
先生の順位が C 級2位になっています
Perfect use of your powers.
Right.
じゃあ週一活動のノルマはなくなるんだな
はい
Dude, I was just thinking like each character kind of reflects like different parts of his like motivations.
Hmm.
Like Genos, obviously, there's part of him who wants to like do good, and then there's like the bicycle guy who's like, who's also kind of like this.
Very upright.
I don't know. Yeah, like wants to do the right thing, and then you have these other guys who were like just in it for the, I don't know, popularity or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
少しは粘るじゃないかだがそろそろ終わりにすっかな気軽な人間
That's a lot of seafood there. This doesn't make sense because it's in Japan. The Japanese would probably be swarming them trying to get at the meat. And the Koreans would.
あのね
He has a 10-pack. What if I tattooed hearts on my nipples?
もうそろそろですがまだ反応がありません俺が先に行って
And then he's like, I'm not weird. I just like One Punch Man.
If we get 10,000 likes on this video, I'll no, I'm kidding. Because of that 1 in a million chance that happens.
Right. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
こちら無面ライダー今現場に向かっている
Oh yeah. These are the C rank heroes who are escaping. Yeah, Moomin Rider, he puts duty over his own safety.
Right. It was sad because he still gets messed up.
I mean, if you look at him, a lot of these other characters have like special abilities and powers, but he just seems like a regular
Right.
guy who rides a bicycle.
Right. Like stand up cycling or whatever.
That's his special move.
こりゃ勝てんわ 隙を見て逃げる稲妻飛び石はパワー
That's a nice touch, man.
And our petty prisoner.
あなたに会いに脱獄成功
If I remember correctly, I think in the manga they were saying somewhere like the reason he's in prison is because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's because he assaulted some men.
気に入った男子は全部チェック済みだ
Oh,
いつも我慢できず男子を襲っちゃうせいで万年服役中
man. Right? You just said it. I can't resist attacking beautiful, man.
Those back muscles.
彼氏の手編みのセーターが破けた
Sounds like other people, huh? Blaming someone else for your own mistake.
S class is just different.
これが災害レベル鬼と S 級ヒーローの戦いか
And you said this is like Sailor Moon?
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like, you know, the sparkling, twirling around and changing. That's a
What do I
muscular.
want to watch?
That's a muscular dude, though.
He's all like veiny. It's like gross.
How did punching him tear his cape?
Oh.
貴様は何者なんだ私は深海王ヒーローではないがお前を駆除してやろう深海王お前の動きは完全に見切った
Oh yeah, his tongue, like the xenomorphs, and gets it cut off.
無駄だパワーはあるんだ
That reminds me of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire
All right.
when he first got his powers and he's fighting Flash.
All right.
早い一体何が起きた
Trying to think what kind of sea creature he would be. It's almost like a
Maybe he's
mixture of
one of
like
those
a
like.
seahorse. Oh yeah.
君は確か C 級2位の
お前もヒーローなの
大活躍中のイケメン仮面甘いマスク氏に
悪と対峙している瞬間だけで今日は歌手として新曲の宣伝に来ただけなので
Narcissistic attitude.
Yeah.
俺の攻撃が通じない
Why did they make this guy look like that?
知事退却だ
捕まえあら
次に会う
Alright, like, several characters get like naked in this episode.
ヒーローごときが束になっても勝てはしない
How did he say that much in that fraction of a
Right.
second? Was that pervert?
It's those like throwaway lines that are so funny, man.
Yeah.
降参どの道死ぬわよ
俺も永久の端くれだやってやるの方向から考えると現場
I used to love writing like this with my friends.
Right.
今すっぱだかの男が走ってったな
See a butt naked guy run by.
Maybe he's taking a bath and got left behind. I'll go check it out. It's ridiculous.
方向だったか新海賊というのはお前か
止めるもんなか無名のヤ君か C 級の君では無理だ
S 級ヒーローが負けたのか
誰だ君
Here it is. Stand up pedaling mode.
Roar justice.
Next time you go bike riding, you need to do that and yell that out.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna scream out everything I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
stand up pedaling mode.
Sit down leisure mode. So that was the end of episode 8. So with 7 and 8, we went from the meteorite blast into this Sea King, right? The Deep Sea King, and
Right.
I think you had said it last time, right? Where it's just another thing to show like the level, because we saw the level, of One Punch Man from all these other people, and now we're seeing it even with like another S class character who can't do anything to this guy, and then we're gonna have One Punch Man jumping in and doing what he does.
Right. Like, basically we saw how each class is like exponentially kind of stronger than the class below it, and so these S class guys are they're pretty powerful, and they keep creating these like stronger and stronger enemies, and it's all just to show us that how much more OP like One Punch Man is compared to like everybody, right?
Mhm.
Good guys or bad guys,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's such a fun character to watch, and like you said, right, these random one-liners that they just throw in there that make it so much more fun to watch.
Ah, man, it's really funny.
Because I think those throwaway lines are really what. It's funny because it feels more natural.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not like having this epic dialogue and whatever, but it's just how like a
Right.
normal person would think and talk.
Right. Yeah. Especially One Punch Man. Like, his throwaway lines are hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe even watching it the second time, it's still like so fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
still
can see how
hilarious.
this. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, this is just a rewatch for us because the first recording didn't go properly and it wasn't usable. So we watched it again here, but we gave ourselves about a day just so it's not so fresh in our minds. But I think we're just gonna end the recording here for this episode, and we'll be back with episode 9, 10, and then 11 and 12. Oh, I lost power for a second. My lights went out
What's going on?
my lights went out for a quick second.
I saw that. Is it snowing where you're at? Oh no, it looks like the weather's nice outside.
Yeah, it looks pretty fairly sunny. So, but yeah, we'll end it here, and I'd like to just remind everybody on YouTube to remember to like and subscribe. Give us your comments, your thoughts about the show, about the characters and how this world is developing. And everyone who's joining us here on Patreon, thank you for your support, for your subscription. Leave us your comments too. Love to hear from all of you and your thoughts with the show, with our reaction, and everything else in between. So, with all that said, we're going to end this episode here and have a good night.